Call the meeting to order, please. Begin with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You want to go first?
You got roll call, please.
We're still trying to figure out how to sit down. Good, thank you. Mr. Chrisman. Mr. Fedorcha.
Here.
Ms. Frantz.
Here.
Ms. Husak. Here. Mr. Kern.
Here.
Ms. Culp.
Here.
Ms. Snyder.
Here.
Ms. Williams.
Here.
Mr. Green.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, you've all received copies of the minutes of the school board meeting held on August 12th. There a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
I'm sorry?
Public comment.
Oh, is there any public comment? I apologize.
We do. We have Dr. Wentz would like to comment on a personnel agenda item, and we have Mrs. Frank would like to comment on one of the new business items, the MOU that's on the agenda tonight. So they are both items that are on the agenda.
They're agenda items, so remind me when we get there in case I forget. All right, I apologize for that. Now, let's go back to the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion, second. Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And so ordered. Special board reports. Ms. Husak. CLIU.
Yes, we did have our IU board meeting. A lot of our meeting talked about opening day as we all started our opening day. The IU had their opening day August 13th. They did have some of that at Parkland as well as here at Northern Lehigh. And thank you to the staff and the team here at Northern Lehigh. They held probably about 80 to 100 of our IU staff members here, and they just couldn't say enough great things of our team. And our lunch was fantastic that day, they had indicated. So much thanks to our team here for helping out on the IU opening day. We unveiled our new theme for the year, which is Beyond All Limits. So there's a new presentation and a new logo that we're going to use, thinking on for this year, how do we do things beyond our children's limits. So more to come on that, some fun things. There's some social media posts that are out there already and videos from opening day, including singing that occurred karaoke time. So it is out on our website. Please take a look. It's a fun event. We did also have a presentation on our 2024 graduates. We do have some students who, due to anxiety, different things, they just aren't able to graduate with our normal graduations here at our districts. So we do offer other graduations with just those students. So we had 32 graduates that we did outside of our program, or within our program outside of our district. So wanted to congratulate them. A lot of them were held on June 7th through June 10th in that time frame. So congratulations to our 2024 graduates. The other item was just our next meeting is next Monday. We do have it every third Monday, so feel free if you're interested. It is streamed as well as on our board website, cliu21.org. Feel free to go take a look what's on our agenda, and we're doing really great things there. So thank you, Dr. Link and Mr. Green.
Thank you. Lehigh Career, Mr. Fedorcha.
I was not there, but I also would like to point out that on our website, if you want to see the highlights of basically what was discussed at the meeting and where LCTI is going, please go onto our website. The only thing I do know is that we appointed a new principal at LCTI, and I must say I have mixed feelings about that. I would have probably voted no when I was there, only because it is our assistant principal, Mike Stroll. So I'm sorry to see him leave here, but I feel if any district gets him or any school district gets him as a principal, I'm glad it's LCTI. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Mrs. Snyder, anything?
I have nothing to report this evening.
Thank you. Just one quick comment, and I've been commenting a couple times about the governor and the rearranging the PASHE system and the community colleges and combining and separating and putting them together and everything else. Part of that process was appointing a new kind of board of directors, which is consisting of a couple legislators, people from the union, different walks of life. And one of the people on that committee is a person from a community college, a president of a community college. And I'm proud to say that Ann Bieber from our own community college was chosen to serve on that statewide committee for reorganizing the schools. And I think that's quite an honor for us. I think it's quite an honor for her. And we look forward to her input on that scenario. That's about all I have. Committee reports and/or meetings, you got a bunch of those. The highlight, good have our student reps.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all again. I hope you had an amazing summer vacation. This evening, the new junior board representative, Olivia, and I will be covering some things from the beginning of the school year. The first day of school was Monday, August 26th. There were class meetings held during an assembly on the first day that went over new and old policies, as well as introduced the freshmen to how the high school operates. This year, Lunch and Learn was introduced into the high school. The first 3 days were modified, and during the learning portion, students went to their homerooms and teachers taught about our new bathroom security pass, Security Pass. I believe the modified Lunch and Learns helped the students get introduced and acclimated to this new system. And now we've transitioned into full Lunch and Learns, and students use their time very wisely, so overall it's gone pretty well. ELA and math benchmarks are taking place, as well as the biology CBT benchmark. LCTI student and recent Northern Lehigh graduate Braden Arnold has placed second in nationals for small engine repair during the Skills USA competition. He was also co-op student of the year. On Friday, September 6th, a CFES meeting was held in the high school library for students interested in the program. During this meeting, we welcomed Manny Tejeda, a liaison for Northern Lehigh CFES program. He gave information to the students about pathways that they can take after high school, as well as how this program helps to achieve those goals. There will be a FAFSA informational meeting in the middle school auditorium on Wednesday, September 18th. Open house will be held on Wednesday, September 11th at 6 p.m. During open house, Student Council will also have their induction ceremony at 5:30 p.m. in the high school auditorium. Now I will pass the report on to our new junior representative, Olivia.
Good evening. My half of the report will be covering homecoming and as well as the sports report. So the homecoming bonfire will be on Thursday the 3rd of October. Festivities begin at 6 p.m. and the lighting of the bonfire will be at 7. Also, on Friday the 4th, the homecoming parade will start at 6 and will end at the stadium before the football game begins. After the parade, the homecoming football game will be held at 7 p.m. against Wilson. We hope to see you all there supporting our football team. Student Council has organized Spirit Days starting Monday, September 30th to kick off this year's homecoming festivities. Monday is Pajama Day, Tuesday is Jersey Day, Wednesday is USA Day, Thursday is Hawaiian Day, and Friday is, of course, Blue and White Day. We are excited to see all students participate and show their school spirit. Now on to the sports report. Boys soccer is 3-2 overall, 2-2 in the league. Their senior night is October 7th. Girls soccer is 3-3 overall, 2-3 in the league, and their senior night is October 8th. Field hockey is 0-7 overall, 0-6 in leagues, and their senior night is October 9th. Football is 2-1 overall. Their senior night is October 25th, along with band and cheerleading. Cross country has been in 2 dual meets, as well as Lyon, Northampton, and DeSales Invitationals. Friday, September 13th is the NLYAA Family Night. During this game, running of the pups will take place. Peters kids will run during the first and second quarter, and then Slatington kids will run at halftime. October 18th is the First Responders Night, and that is all I have for today.
Thank you. Any questions for the ladies this evening? I have one. Are you involved in Lunch and Learn? Your experience, either one of you?
Yeah, I do stay in the school during Lunch and Learn. I think it's a great period for kids to get their stuff done. I think the kids are using their time wisely and like abiding by all the rules. Nobody's gotten too rowdy or anything, or nothing's gone, totally awry. So I think it's a really great thing, and it would have been really useful to have them, the past 3 years, but I'm so glad that, Dr. Bali and all the other staff are taking the initiative to implement this now.
I would also like to second that. And I know that during Lunch and Learn, if there's people who get bored a little bit, you can go into the gym and they have like a basketball time there. So they can play basketball or they can just like walk around the gym. So if they have like too much energy, they can just go into the gym, which I think is really
Sit down and take a nap if you want, really. You get tired, so, yeah. Thank you very much for that, I appreciate it.
Thank you both. And Olivia, welcome. Nice job on your first official report.
Okay, we're on page 2, solicitor, anything this evening?
Not tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Green. We are nearing the end of our ESSER grant updates for September. This will take us through the end, spending through the end of August of 2024. ESSER 1 and 2 have been expended. With regard to ESSER 3, it paid for the salary, benefits, supplies for our summer programs, salary and benefits of our TIS, kindergarten teacher, and ELDP, and some of our summer transportation. With regard to after school, it paid for the school AI platform. For summer enrichment, it was salary and benefits for ESY, for the summer band program, our nurse through KinderQuest, and also busing. And for learning loss, it paid for Amplify M-Class, tutoring and supplies, and also the opening day breakfast.
Thank you. Any questions on ESSER? You haven't seen a lot of zeros there anymore.
We also have the start of the school year presentation for the board and public this evening. Mr. Haas? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Tonight, Dr. Link and I are going to present information on the start of the school year at Northern Lehigh. Next slide, please. The week of August 12th, we welcomed our new teachers. The week of August 19th, all of our teachers returned to campus. August 26th was the start of the school year for students, and we have some third day enrollment data from for our first week of school at the end of August to report as part of the presentation. Next slide, please.
So during our new teacher week, which took place on Monday, August 12th through Thursday, August 15th, we held many different events across the school district related to welcoming not only Northern Lehigh's new teachers to our district, but also the IU, as Mrs. Husak had mentioned, used our high school facility for a lot of the orientation that they do for districts all throughout the county here. So on August 12th, we hosted the IU-21 in their year 2 state induction program. So the state now has a 2-year induction program. So their year 2 participants were here on that day, about 50 teachers in all, as well as their 50 mentors. On the 13th, district and building administrators introduced all new teachers to the various aspects of the district as they entered NLSD for the first time. So on the 13th, this was just our new teachers here. And you'll see it near the bottom there that we had 11 new teachers this school year and about 25 teachers overall that were in some part of their induction program here in Northern Lehigh School District. On the 14th, the IU again hosted day 1 of their year 1 state induction program here in the district. Again, about 50 new teachers and 50 mentors. And on the 15th, the IU hosted day 2 of their year 1 state induction program. And also on August 15th, teachers from all around the county attended Whitehall Copley High School for part of the EdCom Summit. We had a number of staff members here present, as well as Dr. Stoker and I presented that day. That was a great day, again, where we could bring educators in from all around Lehigh County together to work together at Whitehall School District. Next slide, please.
Our August in-service week was certainly a busy one. Across the 3 days that we had all of our faculty members here, we covered a variety of different topics. At the district level, Dr. Link began with some updates on the district, some new staff. He welcomed new staff and then recognized years of service for milestones that some of our staff had reached. At the building level, our principals held faculty meetings, including building updates, setting goals for the year, and then discussing expectations for the school year. We had a variety of trainings in all sorts of different areas, including our safety trainings, many which were led by Chief Jones, and we had some PCCD modules that people participated in as well. Under teaching and learning, we focused on engagement strategies. There were department, grade level, team meeting times, and we've updated our walkthrough tool, which was discussed at some of our opening day meetings. With regard to curricula and platforms, there was curriculum development that happened, especially in math at the elementary level, and also encore subjects across the district. We had somebody in to talk about Amplify CKLA, our new ELA program, our M-Class Dibbles 8, Read 180 and Math 180 in our special ed program, IXL, and then also School AI, which is a new platform for us. There was school-wide positive behavior and intervention supports that were discussed in our schools, as well as zones of regulation and goal team mentoring in our secondary buildings. Additionally, we held one of our comprehensive planning meetings. The middle school did their schools to watch and focused on continuing that process. And then the secondary buildings, as our students reported, also talked about securely e-hall pass, which is being used in the secondary buildings specifically for our lunch and learn. Next slide, please.
So here you'll see some pictures from our actual first day of school, and I'll kind of go left to right across the pictures here. The first one is a picture at Slatington Elementary School, where on the first day of school, one of the therapy dogs that we work with and often visit our campuses here was there to greet students, and that's Valentino, and he is just a big furry ball of love for our students, and they all like to interact with him. Top middle is a picture at Peters Elementary School, and here Mr. Schneiderite and his team led the children through positive behavior support and what it means to kind of be a responsible Peters pup over at Peters Elementary School, focusing on being responsible, respectful, safe, and proud. Bottom center is Mr. Hauser addressing our middle school students at the start of the school year, talking about the Inspire program and essential skills, which is related to our CFES curriculum, which was highlighted during our most recent curriculum meetings. And then on the far right is a picture from Lunch and Learn at the high school on the first day of school. And just a short bit ago, our student representatives, Jayla and Olivia, shared their insight on Lunch and Learn. The library is one of the places where students like to congregate during the Lunch and Learn portion of this to enjoy time with their friends or to work on schoolwork as they may need to do. Next slide, please.
This slide shows our third day enrollment numbers. Remember, this is a snapshot in time. We continue to have students coming into the district and enrolling, and we continue to have students moving out of the district. So with regard to Peters, kindergarten at this time was at 121, first grade 128, second grade at 137, for a total building enrollment of 386 students. These are Northern Lehigh students sitting in Northern Lehigh classrooms. So it does not include outplacements, it does not include IU students, it does not include students in Bulldog and things of that nature. At Slatington, in our third grade, we had 108 students, fourth grade 115, fifth grade 119, and sixth grade 138, for a total of 480 students in Slatington. Our middle school, 7th grade, has 121 students, 8th grade 116, for a total of 236. Our high school has, in 9th grade, 112, 10th grade 101, 11th grade 107, and 12th grade 113, for a total building enrollment of 433. That takes the district snapshot at that time to 1,535 students. Last year around this time, we were at 1517, so we are up a few students from last year. I'd also like to highlight that we have 43 students that are either taking a full schedule or a class or two classes through Bulldog Academy. That's our online cyber program. We also have 120 students that are at LCTI this year. That's 12 students in the academic center. That's the program where students can go full-time, which we began last year at the board's approval. We have 1 in the CAP program, 3 in the DCO program, 3 in emerging health, and 2 in our animal science program, which is newer at LCTI. So those are our third day enrollment numbers for the district. Next slide, please.
And we can open it up to any questions or comments from the school board.
I'd like to hear if there's any other comments from Dr. Ballard, possibly. I see Mike Scroll here about Lunch and Learn. Can you tell us how it's going?
Sure. I mean, you know, the girls did a great job, and I'm so glad to hear that they feel like it's been successful, you know. I mean, I see it from an administrator lens, and I see kids talking and sharing and resting and getting out some energy. And even, I was sharing with Dr. Lick, even like the first week when they don't have a lot of work to do, you still saw kids, and I had the opportunity to show some pictures, you know, at our committee meetings last week, just showing that they're actually taking the time, using it wisely, and we've just been so proud of them because they've been given a lot of responsibility. And we really tried to do that kind of gradual release, you know, almost like so much so that they're like, all right, Dr. Bali, we got it. You know, we know the expectations. And, you know, the teachers sensed that they were ready. I know Olivia and Jayla mentioned how, you know, it was very structured the first couple of days, and we taught them the expectations and lessons, and then we kind of let them go. And they proved that they could handle it. So we are so proud of them. You know, they are cleaning up after themselves. I mean, the things that, you know, they tend to forget about, they continue to do. They wipe their tables, they clean up, you know, and they've just really shown that they want this and that they value the time. And that was our hope, is that it becomes such a critical time in their day. And I think as the workload increases as the year goes on, I think they're going to even see the power in it even more. So we're just thankful for your support and the trust you put in us, because, you know, it is a big undertaking for a secondary school to put in an intervention period such as this, and that's what it's becoming. You know, we've already identified a couple of kids who are falling a little bit below and who are struggling even in the second week of school. So we had our first kids that have attended scheduled learn sessions with their teachers, and they're doing great. So we're really proud of what we have going. We hope to even become a model someday for other schools, because Central Bucks was that school for us. So we'd like to pay it forward and give back. So we think we're going to get there for sure.
Thank you. I'd love to hear, like, in the next month or two, like, how we progressed, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Any other
Green.
questions? Anyone? Yeah, Natalie, I mean, Ms. Snyder, do you have a question?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought I
The only thing I want to say, and I want to thank the school board also for allowing us to go back into allowing our students to look for some of their education and bringing back the full day program at LCTI. I'm so glad we have 12 students going this year. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, an executive session was held at 6 PM, not 6:15, as your agenda says.
Couple more reports, sir. There's no business
Oh,
report.
I'm just trying to get through the agenda. I'm hungry. Come on. All right, business manager's not here. That's why I had a big X there, but superintendent, I apologize.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Tonight on our agenda is a consideration for the school board for some changes to the baseball softball complex renovations that were approved. I'm happy to share that as I came down Bulldog Lane early this morning, the equipment was there. There were some gentlemen on site already at 6:30 a.m. Staking out the grounds and preparing for the massive renovation that we're supposed to do in that area. We spoke about this most recently at our Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting, where the Buildings and Ground Committee supported it moving forward with the proposed changes to the initial renovation plans. We have representatives from ELA Group tonight and also from Land Tech, the two companies kind of overseeing the project and guiding us through it. I could just kind of open it up if there's any kind of last minute questions from the school board members that administration or the folks from ELA or Land Tech can address this evening.
Are you done yet?
First, I'd like to say we really appreciate your patience. I mean, we really started this probably around 2017 in my initial discussions with Brian. So it may actually take me close to my retirement. I'm getting that close. I wasn't anticipating that, but once again, I want to thank you for the patience. We're very excited to get this project started. Like I said, it's been a long time. 12 months of permitting has been especially arduous. We were so happy to get started, and like I said, I can't wait to turn it over to Brad and his team to actually start the construction portion. So thank you guys.
We're looking forward to seeing it.
We're looking forward to next spring and many baseball and softball seasons to come. So
Thank you.
thank
Any
you.
questions for the gentleman? Anyone? Yeah.
That's perfect.
Thank you for coming, appreciate your
Very
time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, nothing else for us?
I think we're good.
All right, very good. See you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Now, you put an X in front of it, so I guess I can move on now, is that right? Well, one more mistake and I'm done, I'll tell you what. Item K, an executive session was held at 6 PM, not 6:15. It was a personnel executive session. Unfortunately, we didn't finish that, which is why we were late coming in here today. So we will be resuming an executive session at the close of the meeting to follow up on some personnel items. So it was 6 o'clock and we're going to finish it later. Okay, just when we thought we were confused enough, we're going to move into personnel. And I have a request to cut item G for the moment, item G. So I would like a motion to approve all of the items under personnel except for, I think it was item G, correct?
Actually,
Yes.
we need to give public comment.
We'll have public
No,
comment.
We're cutting G. I move out, we're not doing that yet. We've done more than everything else, and then we do G.
I
okay?
understand, but we have public comment before. We need to hear that before we vote.
Oh, okay, that's, I'm done, that's it.
So this evening, we had a public comment which was related to personnel from Dr. Wentz on softball coach rehire.
Mine falls under G, so if you want to do your motion first, or you want me to talk first?
You should talk first.
Please share your comments.
Okay.
And we have 5 minutes. I need to be able to tell you this. You have 5 minutes. And
I'll try to talk fast. I talk fast normally. Good evening, my name is Dr. Jennifer Wentz. Some of you do know who I am. I've been in this district all of my life. I do have a daughter who attends the 11th grade in the junior high, or the high school, sorry. I don't want her to graduate just yet. I'm coming to you tonight because I have some concerns with regards to the rehiring of the varsity softball coach. I have brought my concerns to the coach. I've brought my concerns to the athletic director. I've also brought my concerns, I think also Dr. Bali was looped in at one point. So now I'm coming to you because I do notice that this gentleman is listed as a potential rehire for the next season. My concerns are with his, I want to say, blatant discrimination against my daughter during the last season. I brought to a meeting with Mr. Geist a list of 10 things that I was concerned about with regards to her, I don't want to say an eligibility to play, but her lack of play. I'm not suggesting at all that my daughter deserves to have a starring role. She is a developing player like many of the others that are on there, yet she's the only girl who did not field at all during the season. Even though she came to practice every day, never missed a practice, never missed a game. That did not just extend to games, it also extended to practices where she was not even fielded to practice, which I thought that's what practice was about, okay? There were times where the coach said, I'm gonna play all of the non-starters. He played everybody but my daughter. There were times where the only time she got to bat was at the assistance of the assistant coach, and the last time she got to bat was a doubleheader senior night, and that was only because her teammate stepped aside and demanded that she at least get to bat once. I'm not saying my daughter is the strongest player, but I do think that she deserved a little bit more in regards to having an opportunity to develop and prove that she could play that game. And instead, she was not. If she was not coachable, and if she was not a strong player, then the coach should have stepped up and dismissed her from the team or not suited her at all. Instead, she gave a lot of time and effort, and a lot of tears, and a lot of blood, and a lot of sweat to try and do her best to prove that she could play that game. I cannot speak for anybody else, but I am also aware that there are other issues with this coach that were brought forward as well. I am not speaking for anybody else, but I would encourage you to investigate those on your own, or if you can, because I think it's something that you as a school board need to be aware of. Okay? This gentleman I do not think was a good fit for these girls. I do not think that he understood how to really connect with the girls, and I don't think those girls ended up playing as well as they did for him. I will say it to this day, those girls played for themselves, and they played for their teammates, because I don't think he was a good fit for Northern Lehigh softball. I am encouraging you to address my concerns. I will gladly speak to anybody at length with regards to these concerns. I was also very disturbed by some of the behavior that was reported with this gentleman as well. And I implore you to consider not to rehire him as a varsity softball coach. If you have any questions, as I said, I will gladly entertain them, either privately or openly. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you for your time, appreciate it, your input. Okay. Now, here we go. Personnel, all of the items except for item G, which we're going to hold for the moment. So we're looking for approval of all the personnel items except for item G, which is the renewal of the co-curricular appointments. Is there a motion to approve those items?
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. And so ordered. Okay, now we have item G, and as of now, we have item G in its entirety on the agenda. We can vote on item G as it is, we can amend item G, we can do anything you want. So if there's a motion to amend the personnel item G, we can do that. We can add, remove names, do whatever we want, so it's up to the wishes of the board. We need a motion on item G.
Mr.
So the
President?
first motion would be to approve item G, okay? In its entirety.
Okay. Well, I guess we need to vote on that first, then.
I'm sorry?
We need to vote on that first.
Yes. No, we were, unless it gets amended, then we'll
Okay.
vote on the
I
amendment.
thought you
then we'll
wanted to
vote on
vote
the
for it.
amended
Okay.
agenda
I was
after
gonna,
that.
okay. I would like to make an exception to number J, letter G, and I would like to remove a name.
Like to, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last part. Like to,
Remove a name from the motion I'm making. I would be moving all but one, if that's legitimate.
I'm not sure, and I look for guidance here. I think we need to approve, we need a motion to approve it as presented, and then a motion to.
That's why I asked, because then
So
I would
you're-
vote no on my
So
motion.
you're,
So, okay.
but your motion now is to approve
Approve
item
G.
G. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
okay.
And is there a second to that? Okay, guys, if we don't get a motion in a second, we can't amend a motion that we don't have, so, okay. Thank you, Don, I appreciate it. Okay, now we have a motion to approve item G. Is there any discussion or questions? Now, would you like to?
I would like to amend item
There you
G. Okay,
We got
that's
it.
what I was asking before, okay. Yes, I would like to amend item G to remove a name. Would you like the name?
Yes, obviously.
I would like to remove the name of Dan Caruso, please.
Okay. Is there a second to that amendment?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to amend the motion. Is there any discussion on the amendment at this time? Okay, all those in favor of amending the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no? And that is unanimous and so ordered. So we will now vote on the amended motion, which is approve item G with all the names with the exception of the last one, who has been removed. Any discussion on the basic motion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. And so ordered. So we approve the amended motion, removing the one name. Okay?
Mr. Green, before we go to the next section, can I just make a couple comments on some of our recent resignations and retirements? First, I would like to just acknowledge and congratulate Mr. Keith Utch on his retirement. 42 years in the school district is remarkable. So, when you see Keith, please wish him well. Keith is a member of our maintenance department, specifically in the in our warehouse. He's our district carrier, and but he does a lot more. So that's his job. But if you've been around Northern Lehigh, you see him at so many evening events. He volunteers. Sometimes he sits and plays with our band. He drives our band to get them and all their equipment where they need to be. He is Northern Lehigh through and through, and he's going to be deeply missed here in the school district. And then to echo Mr. Fedorcha's comments earlier, I'm very sad to see one of our administrators leave the district, Mr. Mike Stroll, but I'm very happy that he's going to another organization that our students will still get to be able to be with him and learn from him as he moves into the principalship at LCTI in their academic center. So I wish Mr. Stroll well, and I thank him for all of his service and leadership here in the Northern Lehigh School District. Thank you, Mr. Green.
Thank you. Okay, I think we're at policy now, is that correct? Yes. Is there a motion to approve the items under policy? Have a motion, is there a second? That was Bob?
Yep.
Thank you. Any discussion on the policy items?
Yeah, I have one here. We're approving the club or activity application for the German club, and I think it's great. We're having a lot of different clubs that the students are requesting, and I think it's wonderful that they can all go into different sections. Like we had the crochet club, we've got our athletics, just the fact that we're getting more kids involved in things after school. I think it's terrific. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on the policy items? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving them signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And so ordered. We have some conferences, the motion to approve the conferences.
So moved.
Motion by Gary, second, was that Donna?
Yes.
Thank you. Any discussion on the conferences? Questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And so ordered. Curriculum and instruction, we got A to F. Is there a motion to approve curriculum and instruction? Motion, is there a second? Thank you. Questions, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to do this. I have no old business. Is there any old business to be discussed at this point? I understand we have someone who wants to comment on new business, item 8. So if you would like to comment, please do so.
Hello, good evening. The NLSD, Northern Lehigh School District motto is living, learning, and leading to make every story better. However, it is important to focus not just on stories, but the storytellers themselves and their journey. I have just a few simple stories for you tonight. Mine is first. I represent the Northern Lehigh Education Association. This is my 10th year employed as a teacher in the district. However, I substituted here for years before receiving my contracted position, which has just been adjusted to secondary art at the middle school and high school. I also live in the district. My children and my extended family walk these halls with the rest of our students. Since I teach art, my next story will be one that I share with my students. Do you know what the strongest shape found in nature is? It's a triangle, because outside pressures cannot deform it without breaking one of the sides. Often, people assume honeycomb is strongest, but honeycomb is an interconnected network of hexagons, not a singular shape. The triangle represents our mission statement, a culture of connections that prioritizes and supports learning atmospheres and applies that learning to real-world settings to instill lifelong learning. To do this, we must ensure that we champion each other, student, teacher, administration, and the entirety of the Northern Lehigh community. To strive for excellence in everything we do, we must ensure that integrity is the seed for achievement. We must also remember that triangles can depict wedges and must acknowledge and adapt to these wedges that could pierce our values and mutual respect. Even small axes threaten big trees. I look forward to working with you all as I settle into my role in NLEA leadership and will continue to ensure that the members work so that every kid in our community will be the storyteller for their future. We need to take care of each other and this place so that the stories coming from here are the stories that we want to keep telling, building the legacy that we want to be remembered by. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all we have for our comments, so we'll look to have a motion to approve new business, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions or discussions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And so ordered. Got some financial items there. Is there a motion to approve the financial items?
So moved.
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Discussion, questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And so ordered. Legal, we have approved a settlement agreement for student, what is that, 3190-232. Is there a motion to approve the legal item, please?
So moved.
Motion and a second. Thank you. I'm not sure we can discuss that, so all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. And so ordered. I have nothing under correspondence. Anybody else have anything? Nothing? Thank you. Got some information items there. Recognition of guests. We had 2 people speak. Anyone else like to address the board at this time? Any issues? No? Okay, before we adjourn, I just want to say 2 quick things. I don't know if you read the morning call this week, but I saw a picture in the paper of a Gail Trescott, I think the name was, who was recently appointed to the...
Tricia.
Oh, Tricia Trescott. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I got it half right. I got the Trescott part right. Was recently voted into, that was the Lehigh Valley...
The Lehigh Valley Softball Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, yes.
At Gates Park.
Congratulations,
Thank
Gail.
you.
I think that was pretty neat.
Pass the thank you along.
The other thing, and I want to address, and we've mentioned it a lot this evening, the lunch and learn concept, and I guess I've been here on a board for a while, and I've seen a lot of things that really made me proud to be a member of Northern Lehigh, and I remember, I think, I'm sure, we were the first district in the Lehigh Valley to go to full-day kindergarten. And people were like, you can't do that, that's just impossible, no way to do that. And we stood fast, we did it, and you could see those students as they moved up through the testing. They all had higher scores as those classes went through. And it was innovative, it was going on left field, and we got it done. Another thing we did was combining classes, and we had a situation, unfortunately, where there were 8 kids in Walnut in grade 3, there were 32 in Slatington in their grades, and 29 in Peters, and it just didn't match, so we combined the classes. Didn't make a lot of people happy, but I think it was the best thing for the students. And now, once again, I think, and I verified that, we are the only district in the Lehigh Valley to start a lunch and learn program. And I want to say thank you to the administration, to the staff, to the teachers for all working together and make that happen for the students. I think it's another thing where we can hang our hats on in Northern Lehigh and said we led the pack in that one. And thank you to all who participated in that. I'm hearing nothing but good things from it so far, and we're only into a short period of time. So I think it will blossom and get better as we go along. So again, thank you for doing that. Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
My time's up. Time's up, that's it. Okay.
Thank you, Matt.
This is the best meeting I've ever had in my life. So having said that, is there a motion to adjourn it before I do anything else?
So moved.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. That's so ordered. We're done. I'm sorry. What? No. I thought you did it on purpose.
No, that was from before.
No, that was from